Hello everybody, welcome back to Intermediate Read Aloud with Mr. B. We're continuing with Notorious by Gordon Corman, and this week's chapter is short, so we might actually include it with chapter 8. We'll see, it depends on your teacher. This chapter is called Ronnie, chapter 7. I like the new kid. Keenan is pretty cool. And is there a place he hasn't lived yet? Antarctica? Mars? He's got skills with a frisbee. He knows how to put teachers in their place, too. I don't know what he's thinking hanging out with Zudu, but nobody's perfect. He just got here, and he'll learn. Besides, the best thing about the new kid is that he's new. When you grow up on an island like Centerlight, you get so sick of looking at the same old faces day after day, week after week, and month after month, year after year. I'd include decade after decade, but I won't be here that long. There isn't a single thing that you don't already know about every solitary soul that you meet on this rock. That's why somebody new is like Christmas and the 4th of July all rolled into one. Like Keenan's iPhone is a little different from my iPhone since it was made for the Chinese market. That doesn't sound like much, but I didn't know that. I spent so much time staring at Joey's phone that I've memorized every spiderweb-like screen crack, not Keenan's, which in addition to being in perfect condition also has Chinese writing under the Apple logo on the back. Keenan will be going back to China when he's done getting better from TB. When that day comes, it's impossible to say how I'll feel about it. The last time we had a new kid around here, I was about 6. We get summer people on the island, but I'm always away at camp during the summer, so who cares? Keenan lives with his dad. His mom's still in China. That sounds like a nice deal to me. It means that she can't stick her nose into his life every time the wind blows. My mom sure could learn a thing or two from that. Ultimately, it doesn't work that way with moms. The first time I'm over at Keenan's house, he gets Skyped all the way from Shanghai. Hi, sweetie, comes a woman's voice over the computer. How are you feeling? Sweetie? Oh my, OMG. It's a good thing that Keenan's going back to China because I'm never going to let him hear the end of that. What's next? Snookums? Honey bunches? Fine, he replies. Dad and I get along great, and I've started school here. The voice becomes suspicious. You sound out of breath. That's because he's trying not to laugh. I'm behind his computer making faces and lip-syncing everything his mom says. He picks up a pen and throws it at me. I duck and it bounces off the wall, leaving a blue mark. Don't worry, he assures her. Dr. Sobel says I'm not contagious anymore. I'm going to a trainer to build up my strength. I'm even making a few friends. You can tell that's not what she wants to hear. If Keenan's having a normal life here, maybe he won't want to go back to China. That wouldn't work. With me, I'd go to the moon if I could get off Centerlight. I get bored with their conversations and begin to rifle through his closet. Using the pen he threw at me, I pick up a pair of tighty whities and wave them like a flag of surrender. I dangle them over my open mouth like a sword swallower. Man, I hope this isn't his dirty laundry. By now, Keenan is snickering and his mom's getting annoyed. Well, if you don't have time for me, sweetie. Sweetie, I echo in a sing-song tone. No, Keenan's babbling now. It's just that, I've got this, homework and with a few more apologies and sweeties, they're off the line. Get away from my underwear, he snaps at me. I drop the briefs but continue to dig through the closet. What are you, sweetie, one of those monks who renounces all earthly possessions? You've got no stuff. I've got stuff, he defends himself, in Shanghai. This isn't my room, it's my dad's guest room, remember? When I came here, the only thing I brought with me was TB and a toothbrush. I hold up a t-shirt covered in Chinese characters, with the Pepsi logo at the bottom. What does this say? He laughs. It's kind of a joke. It was supposed to be come alive with the Pepsi generation, but actually it translates more like Pepsi brings your ancestors back from the grave. It's a big hit in Shanghai. Anyway, how can you say I've got nothing? What about this? He holds up a cheap souvenir keychain featuring Al Capone on one side and Elliot Ness on the other. It's one of the top sellers for visitors who come to Centerlight for all that gangster garbage. Of all the things I'm sick of about this dumb island, that has to be number one. I make a face at him. Tourist junk. I didn't buy it, he tells me. Zeeby got it for me. I shake my head in disgust. Figures. Zudu sees a gangster under every rock. Don't call her that. Fine. Zarabath. Don't call her that either. It's her name, isn't it? I challenge. I mean, don't say it that way. She's smart and funny, and she hung out with me when I couldn't do anything more than lie like a rock in a lounge chair. I never said she's a bad person, I point out. I just said she's weird. You've got to give me that. And that dog. The dog's out of the picture, he reminds me. Yeah, I know. Murdered. Okay, that part is weird, he concedes. But you barely know ZB. Are you kidding? I cut him off. I've known her since we were babies. Fine, then you should give her a second chance. Everybody should. Yeah, whatever. That annoys me. Who does he think he is? My parents? He's got to learn how things work around here. Which gives me an idea. Hey, drop by my place tonight. I'll invite a few friends over. He brightens. You mean like a party? Or like a hangout? My dad's on business, so it should be a blast. Everything's better when he's not around. What about your mom? She won't bother us, I assure him. She's not too big on confrontation. I'll ask my father, he promises. Just because we live in the most boring place on earth doesn't mean we don't know how to have a good time. Just the opposite. We have to try twice as hard as everybody else, since Centerlight is so lame. Once Keenan has some fun in a non-Zudu setting, he'll get the picture. And that's the end of chapter 7. So the next chapter, chapter 8, is Keenan. We'll get to that next time on Intermediate Read Aloud with Mr. B. We'll see you guys later. Have a good week.